We're finding ways.
Good morning, everyone, and I'm so happy that you were able to come out and join us this morning as we go through and try to better our community that we live in. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Beta Xi Omega Chapter, has boldly established new partnerships with other organizations in the Tuskegee-Macon County community to inform or to refresh some of us knowledge of fiscal responsibility. These partners are the Tuskegee chapter of the Links Incorporated, the Macon County Board of Education, and Utilities Boards of Tuskegee. By establishing this partnership, our goal is to strengthen the family and our community. This is the second workshop with hopes of many more to come. What you learned here today, take it and share it with as many individuals as you can, and hopefully we will accomplish our goal. Thank you so much for coming, and now we'll hear greetings from each member of this partnership, and we'll start first with Ms. Gwen Coleman.
Good morning. I'm Gwen Collier, Vice President of Beta Xi Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha Chapter Incorporated here in Tuskegee. I'm here to welcome you and greet you in the name of our President, Ms. Vera Smith, and all the members of Beta Xi Omega. We are very excited that you are here this morning. Our partners, the Utility Board, the Board of Education, and Links have worked very hard to put this program together to make you all feel very welcome. We have worked very hard to prepare a workshop that would be very useful and helpful to everyone that's present. Beta Xi Omega would like to thank each of you for coming, and we know that you're going to learn some very useful information. Thank you.
Next, we will have the Tuskegee chapter of the Links Incorporated.
Good morning, ladies and two gentlemen. I offer you greetings on behalf of the Tuskegee chapter of the Links Incorporated. I would like to welcome each of you here today to this workshop. There is a proverb that says, "Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime." This popular saying suggests that the ability to work is of greater benefit than a one-time handout. This proverbial meaning undergirds the purpose for our being here this morning, to provide tenets that lay the foundation for developing financial competency. The Tuskegee chapter of the Links Incorporated is pleased for this opportunity to join the Beta Xi Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the Macon County Board of Education, and the Utilities Board of the City of Tuskegee to host this Money Matters Smart Workshop. The Links Incorporated and the Links Foundation challenges its members in chapters to promote programs to encourage financial literacy where skills and knowledge are disseminated to allow citizens to make sound decisions and personal financial decisions and budgeting, as well as how to read credit reports, interpret credit scores, and make sound investments. This morning, we are pleased that Mr. Wilbert Golden and the Macon County Cooperative Extension have availed themselves to expound on money matters and how to keep track of our money. I'm sure you will be attentive as they provide tools that will allow us to fish for a lifetime. Again, on behalf of the Tuskegee chapter of the Links Incorporated, I thank you for coming to take advantage of this opportunity. Enjoy the workshop.
Next, we have a representative from the Macon County Board of Education.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed honored to be here to represent the Macon County Board of Education, its teachers and staff and students. And hopefully they will take something away from this workshop that will help them be a part of the village that it takes to raise a child. The Macon County Board of Education is pleased to partner with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Beta Xi Omega chapter and offering professional development for its teachers and staff and offering education for its students. We are also pleased if you're here to get CEUs, continuing education units, that help you in your daily life. We are again happy to be here and we greet you. The Macon County Board of Education, as you know, has many partners, and today we are partnering with Tuskegee University, some of us, with the science conference at the Civic Center, the Renaissance in Montgomery, and tomorrow we start another conference with the Alabama Association of School Boards that runs through Monday. But we are happy to be here today, and for all of you who have come out to take part in this most worthwhile workshop. Thank you and have a good morning.
Next, we will have a representative from the Utilities Board of Tuskegee.
Greetings to each of you. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Utilities Board of the City of Tuskegee and our General Manager, Mr. James C.B. Samuel, I welcome you here to the Municipal Complex, L.M. Gregg Auditorium. I hope that you find the information presented today most useful. Back in 2012, when we established or developed our strategic plan, financial stability became one of the core values of UBT. So again, we're glad to partner, and we hope that you gain a lot of information that you can share with family and friends. Again, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, as we proceed on with our program, we'll have Ms. Judith Baldwin. She will come and introduce our speaker for today. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Will Golden currently works with the Alabama Cooperative Extension as the County Extension Coordinator for Macon County. In addition, he works within the program priority area that is part of the National Family Development and Resource Management Program area and the Financial Security in Later Life, the National Extension Initiative. He believes that his career in Extension is a great opportunity to teach people how to improve their quality of life and economic well-being. He has a passion for teaching, and as county coordinator, he brings that passion to all Extension programs in Macon County. Prior to coming to work with Extension, Will was in retail sales manager with a major retailer for 10 years. There he managed over a $9 million in retail merchandise sales volume and was directly responsible for over 30 associates. Additionally, Will spent several years in the United States military, where he was a surveyor and squad leader. He participated in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm in 1991 and 1992, earning the National Defense Service, Southwest Asian Service, Libertarian of Kuwait, and Army Commendation Medals. He is originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I present to you and introduce to others, Mr. Will Logan.
Good morning. How's everyone this morning? Good. It's been a rough morning for me. I jabbed my finger underneath one of my nails this morning. It hurt. And I broke a cuff link earlier. I appreciate y'all being here. Again, my name is Will. We're going to be doing a presentation that's called Money Matters. Okay? The last time I was here, I did a presentation on reading credit report. How to read the credit report. You know, that's all well and great, but I think if we're not doing this, and this is a work session, so we're gonna work a little bit, okay? If we're not doing this, it's kind of hard to not do this, but then talk about your credit score and your credit report, how to improve your credit, if you will. So we're gonna talk about this. This curriculum is also part of the same curriculum that we taught from before. If you guys, those of you that were here, who was here last time? Okay. Y'all remember it was about credit? How to improve your credit score and read your credit report, if you remember. But it was the same Money Smart curriculum. This is just a different module or a different part, if you will. And this part is called Money Matters. Okay, how to keep track of your money. Hopefully before I get done, you'll be able to track your daily spending habits. Okay? That's one thing we don't do. We don't do that. We don't track our money. We don't know where our money is going. We'll be able to prepare a budget, a personal spending plan or budget to estimate our monthly income and expenses. We'll identify ways to decrease spending and increase income, and we're going to identify budgeting tools that will help us manage our money. Let me say this before we get started. How do you do this? How do you identify ways to decrease spending and increase income if you don't know where your money is going? Where did you spend your money today? Yesterday? Last week? Know where you spent your money? Huh? Talk back to me. Y'all been doing this for a little while, right? Every time I do this, I learn something, okay? We got a small group, which is good. Well, it's not good, but it's good. So, let's work. We working. Okay, so let's work. Okay, let's work at this. All right. Somebody tell me what a budget is. What's a budget? Anybody? Somebody? Everybody? A plan? Okay, I can work with that. Somebody want to add to that? Yes, ma'am.
Keep track of what you're spending,
Keep track of
all
what
your
you-
expenses, and kind of what you make, your income.
Okay, so we're keeping track of our expenses, what we make, and our income.
Right.
Okay, a plan. Okay, we're adding to. Yes, ma'am.
A projection of spending.
Projection of spending.
For spending.
For spending. Okay, I like that. Okay, anybody want to add to that? Anybody want to take away? Yes, ma'am.
It helps me to figure out what I'm going to have
It helps you figure out free money.
free money.
So after you spend everything, it's plans, after you spend everything, you have your free money. You call it free money? We're coming back to that. Anybody else?
It's an outline of what you're going to spend and what your income is.
Okay. So what you want to spend in your income. This is their definition. Okay, not mine. It's their definition. I like it. Okay, it kind of fits everything that we said. But their definition of a budget is a step-by-step plan for meeting expenses in a given period of time. There's a time constraint there. Okay, it's also called a personal spending plan. We are planning to spend our money. Oh, somebody tell me what the 3 things money's good for. Somebody say put it back. Transaction, shopping, spending, 1.
Spending 2.
Saving is 2.
Spending is 3.
Spending is 1. Saving is 2. What's the third one? Saving. Saving. Ah, very good. I've been doing this for 10 years now, right? We never get that third one. She said giving. Money's there for spending, it's there for saving categories. It's good for giving. So it's okay to spend your money. Okay? All I'm saying and all we're trying to do here is plan to spend your money. You're going to spend it anyway. So plan to spend your money. Okay? A step-by-step plan for meeting expenses in a given period of time, also called a personal spending plan. Some of the benefits of budgeting. This is money-related anxiety. Anybody got any money-related anxiety? Okay. All right. Gives you control over your financial situation. It's my money. You're using your money. You're telling your money what to do instead of it telling you what to do. Okay. It's your money. Okay. Helps you build assets, improve your quality of life. Somebody tell me what an asset is real quick. Asset. What's an asset?
Money worth,
Say that again.
something that's worth money.
Something that's worth money, like, give me an example. House, okay, cars, stock, land, okay? Those are assets, so it helps you build assets, okay? Benefits of budgeting, make sense? Everybody's good? We're moving right along. So how do we prepare a budget? What's that first step up there? We track daily spending. This is why we fail at budgeting, okay? This is why we fail at budgeting. It's the first of the month. We got that paycheck. We get paid every 2 weeks, right? We got paid, right? Friday, right? So we just start, I heard someone on the radio, I heard someone on television, and I'm just mad. I'm frustrated, I don't ever have any money at the end of my month. So I'm gonna budget my money. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna be more responsible with my money, if you will, right? So this is what we do, right? We just start writing. I'm gonna spend this here, and I'm gonna spend that there. And let's say I'm gonna spend $300 at the grocery store. I'm gonna spend this. I'm gonna spend that. I'm gonna spend that. Right? I'm good, right? Feeling all good, chest poked out, right? I'm planning to spend my money. I get paid once a month. Okay? 3 weeks into the month, I spent $400 at the grocery store. I planned to spend 3, right? I spent 4. So what do I do? Okay, 3 months in, it's kind of hard to readjust, right? Right. This is my take on what we do. We won't pay our cable bill. We won't pay our phone bill. We'll get frustrated, right? And we quit this budgeting stuff because it just doesn't work for me. Okay? We didn't do step 1. We don't know what we spent at the grocery store last month or the last 2 weeks or the month before that. So how can you plan going forward if you don't know what you spent back? Does that make sense? So our first step is what?
Track.
So we're going to track daily spending. How, Pertel, are we going to do this? Let me say it's 2014, about 2006 was the first year we had more debit card transactions than checks written in this country. Okay? So folks are swiping their debit card at McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, behind the back, everywhere. They're swiping their card, right? But we ain't keeping track. Nope, we ain't keeping track. Did I say ain't? Sorry, we ain't keeping track. Okay? So, how do we do this? How do we keep track of our daily spending? We working. How do we keep track of our daily spending?
We write it down.
We write it down. Okay. How else do we keep track of our daily spending? Put it on your cell phone. That's a good one. We're coming back to you. Somebody said, save all your receipts. Okay. What else? Come on, help me out.
Statements.
Statements? Okay. Credit card? Okay. I just started doing this. Help me out. How else do we do this?
You have to go online, go to the bank's website, type in some keywords, so say for instance, you have shop at 2 grocery stores, you have to type in the grocery store's name, it'll pull up how much you spent based on a certain period of time.
Okay. Did y'all hear all that? I don't know if I can repeat all that. Can you say that again?
Can't hear you.
What bank, what do you bank?
I bank with Compass in Auburn, and what I can do, I can go online to their site, and you can type in a keyword, and say, for instance, I like to shop at Publix. So if I were to type in Publix, it will pull up every time that I've gone to Publix and what I've spent and which dates, so that I can track how much I've spent at the grocery store.
Wow, that's very cool. Compass? Compass Bank, that's very cool. There's some banks that you can categorize your spending, if you will. But I've never heard that one before. I'm always learning something also. Do me a favor. In your folder, in your packet somewhere, you should have something that looks like this. Y'all don't look like y'all convinced, so I'm trying to build a case. I'm gonna build a case. Okay? I'm a prosecutor. I'm gonna be a prosecutor now. I'm building a case. See this page? It says the case of the missing money or the $585 snack. Everyone see that? All right, I'm reading now. Lynn is trying to follow a careful spending plan, but money seems to keep disappearing mysteriously. Let's look at what's happening to Lynn's missing cash. Every day, Lynn buys 3 snacks from the vending machine. She buys a cupcake twin pack at 95 cents. It's a little old. She buys a bag of potato chips for 70 cents. She buys a can of pop. I'm from Pennsylvania. We call it pop. So, okay, whatever. 60 cents, right? These 3 snacks that she buys every day doesn't seem like much, but over time it grows. You see what she spends every day. She spends $2.25 in the vending machine. Every 5 days she spends $11.25 in the vending machine. Poor thing. Every 4 weeks she spends $45 in the vending machine. That's a gas bill. From summertime. Every year, Lynn spends $585 in the vending machine on 3 snacks. Doesn't seem like much, but you see how much it is, okay? Now, if Lynn was tracking her spending, if Lynn knew, I believe Lynn doesn't know. If Lynn knew that she was spending $585 in the vending machine, could Lynn change her behavior, if you will? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about changing behavior. Could Lynn change her behavior so maybe instead of buying 3 snacks 5 times a day, she buys 2 snacks 3 times a week? Does that make sense? Instead of 5 times a week, she does it 3 times a week? Maybe she doesn't do it at all. Maybe she goes to saying, right, okay? Does that make sense? I'm building a case. Does that make sense? Everybody with me more now? Okay? So we got to track our spending. So we're going to keep receipts. We're going to keep our statements. We're going to bank a Compass. I'm not putting a plug in for Compass. But somehow we got to track our spending. If you look, I think it's page number, in your presentation, I think it's page number 5. Help me. You should see something that looks like this. 5, number 5, is that right? 5, is that right? Page 5?
Yes.
Okay. Daily spending diary. What did I spend my money on today? What's today? Today is Saturday. All right, that's good. Go back last week and write down all the money you spent. How much, where, and what for. Go ahead. I'll wait on you. Go ahead. You waiting on it to come back to you? Mm-hmm. I'm building a case. I think I have one. I think I won my case. Y'all done yet? Oh, you got your receipt. That don't count. You can't do that. I'm just messing. For those of you who can't, I won. Okay? You cannot. Okay? You cannot effectively manage your money if you don't know where it's going. Ain't ever gonna happen. I said ain't again, I'm sorry, but you gotta know where you're spending your money. So, before we start talking about how to read a credit report, let's tackle this one. Let's track our daily spending. Okay? Because again, you can't identify ways to decrease your spending and increase your income if you don't know where you're spending your money at all. Okay? When I first started with Extension, I had 8 counties that I was responsible for. Okay, so I did a lot of driving every day. Okay, I was in Covington County, Geneva County, Houston County, Coffee County, Henry County, Dale County, Pike County, Crenshaw County. Did I say Coffee County? Those are my 8 counties that I was responsible for, okay? I'm driving, right? All them places that had McDonald's. So, let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I go to McDonald's, I get me a chicken select meal. They don't do them anymore, but get a chicken select meal. And I'm a sucker for chocolate. I got my chocolate chip cookies over there, right? So I got me a chicken select meal and a chocolate milkshake. It's almost $10, depending on where you are, okay? So if I did that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 week, how much is that? $10.
A lot of money.
2 weeks?
6.
A month? At McDonald's. But if I don't track that spending, right? You know, how do you even, if you can do that, right? If you can afford to do that, how do you even realize, unless you're tracking your spending, how do you even realize that you're spending $120 at McDonald's? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm talking about me. Okay. So we're going to track our daily spending. We're going to do something like this. In your information, in your packet of information, you have a blank one of these. So you've got 2 of these, so that's 2 weeks. You can make some copies. This is me. This is my suggestion. Sunday after church. Friday before you go to the club. Friday evening before you go to the club. Saturday morning, unless you got young kids. If you got young kids, they probably waking you up on Saturday morning, right? But sit down with all your receipts. Who said receipts? All your receipts for the week. Go ahead and fill this out. You do that for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Now you got a month history. You know how much you spent at the grocery store. You can take that and plan the next month's grocery trip if you please, okay? It doesn't have to be Sunday after church. It doesn't have to be Friday before you go to the club. It can be Wednesday afternoon. It can be Monday morning, okay? Pick a day. Now, from history, talking about myself, from experience, that's kind of difficult. You might have to do it every day. Okay? Pick a time, pick a place, same time, same place, same back channel. Okay? Sit down with your receipts. If you're going to do that, if you bank at Compass, or if you do a bank where you can do something like what you're doing, that's good. Okay? Pick something, do something, start something. Won't be nothing if you don't start something. Okay? You've got to track your daily spending. You cannot effectively manage your money ever if you don't know where you're spending it, ever. He said, what's today, the 27th? September the 27th, he said. Okay? Everybody's good with me? No? Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, ma'am.
CNC also has something similar with solar.
I don't want to promote banks per se, but I beg Apple to have similar. Okay, everybody's good? So we're going to track our daily spending. I challenge you, I dare you to do this for a month, 2, preferably 3. Now you can start averaging the 3 months. First month I spent $200 at the grocery store. Second month I spent $300 at the grocery store. The next month I spent $250. I'm going to spend about closer to $250 that next month. Does that make sense? Okay? Okay? So you can plan your spending. It's a spending plan. We're planning to spend our money. It's okay to spend your money, so we're going to plan to spend it. Okay? Because right now, most people don't plan to spend their money. They just spend it. Or they'll plan it up here, but there's something about writing things down that just makes sense. You can come back and look and see, okay, then you can make adjustments. Okay? But you can't make that adjustment if you don't know where it's going. Okay? You cannot effectively manage your money if you don't know where it's going. Everybody's good? This is an income and expense worksheet. You can probably not see my example, but you have a copy of this in your packet. I think it's the next page. So what's our first step in our spending plan or planning to spend our money? What's our first step? What's the next step? Are y'all sure? Are y'all So we're determining income and expenses. This is our income and expense worksheet. Okay, you have 2 copies of this also in your paperwork, right? On that side of the piece of the paper, it says income. Right up here. I got a place for wages, I got a place for public assistance, a place for child support, alimony, interest, dividends, social security, and I got a line that says other. What could other possibly be? Scholarship? Okay, this one. Go ahead. What could other be? Scholarship? A loan? Okay. Say that again. Clothing. This is income now. This is money that's coming into the home during that pay period, if you will. Okay? Giving. Somebody gave you some money. Okay. Somebody gave you some money. Okay. What else could be an other? If you didn't want to include wages from like a second job, you could put your second job in there. Okay. So that's your other. Okay. In my example here, we got wages of $1,000. This is kind of old, but bear with me. It's an example. It works still. Okay. We got wages of $1,000. We got child support alimony of $300. And so we come down here and total. We total our income, $1,300. Okay. All the income that's coming in, gifts, loans, scholarships, my second job, my side hustle. Okay. All the money that's coming in goes here, right? And we total. Now, over here on this other side is my expenses. We got 2 types of expenses. We got my fixed expenses and we got my flexible expenses. What are flexible expenses? They change? Okay. So that would be something like shopping. Okay. That would be like my telephone and my food, okay, because those things are going to change by month. You're going to spend more on food Thanksgiving month, November, than you would September, October, okay? So I got my fixed expenses and I got my flexible expenses. Some folks call those flexible expenses variable because they vary, if you will, okay? So over here I got my income, right? And then over here I tell my income where to go because it's my money. I'm telling my money where to go because it's working for me. I'm not working for it. I'm telling my money what to do because it's mine. Okay? It's okay to spend it. I'm just going to tell it what to do. So my fixed expenses, whatever here, I got rent, property taxes, insurance, my trash collection, if you will. I don't have anything of that. Okay? These expenses right here are kind of variable, if you will, because, like example, my loan payments. This is a loan payment, or let me say, like a car payment. Okay, if I get another car, then I can kind of change that payment, if you will. So these can change, and this can change also, but this is not going to change. This is not going to change as much as these. Does that make sense? Okay. Then I got my flexible expenses, or my variable expenses, my telephone, my food. What's my first variable expense? What's my first flexible expense? I love this part. Savings. It's savings and expense. Who said yes? How is savings and expense?
You need to pay yourself.
Oh, you stole my thunder. You stole my thunder. So, we're going to pay ourselves before we pay any of these other flexible or variable expenses, things that change. We're going to pay ourselves, right? Right? And so it's variable, it's flexible, it changes. So this month it's $125, but next month it's $225. Or it's $25. The next month it's $50, and maybe the next month is $10. I don't want to say 0, so maybe the next month is $5. Okay? But we're paying ourselves first. Very good. Appreciate that. You stole my thunder, but it's all right. Okay? We're going to pay ourselves first. So before we start doing this other stuff, like these personal expenses down here, this shopping, who said shopping? Who said shopping? So before we go shopping,
Everything else has to be taken
including paying ourselves first, right? We're going to pay ourselves something. How much should we try to pay ourselves? 10%? Okay. Okay. Every month. So before we start going shopping and doing all this, like this personal expenses down here, what is that? Whatever you need. Or is it whatever you want? A little bit of both. Okay. Before we start doing what we want, let's pay ourselves first. Okay? That will help. See, that helps us build assets, improve our quality of life. Okay? We're saving. Okay? That makes sense? Now, we do all of our expenses. We do all of our income, all of our expenses. Our total expenses equal our total income. Could I do that on this? I could. You can just write it in. And piece of paper and pencil still works. Let me ask you this question. Could I do that on this? Yeah. So I get my receipts on Friday before I go to the club. I sit down with my receipts and my piece of paper and I just write it down. Huh? So I don't need to have it. I can do the same thing with this here. Okay. Everybody's good? I believe in this. It doesn't have to be this, but something like this. If we're doing this, why do we need so much debt? Why aren't we saving some money? Am I making sense? Say that again.
I think we need it.
We think we need it. Okay. Should we talk about needs and wants right here? I'm not going to go there with you. Okay, I'm going there. She said our washing machine goes bad. What do you do? Okay. Total income, right? Total expenses. When I started doing this 10 years ago, I was like, man, single dad. What if baby, single mom, what if baby gets sick? What you gonna do? What if the washing machine breaks down? What if your car breaks down? You need brakes, you need tires. What do? You plan to spend all of your money, right? We do have $125 up here saving. What if baby gets sick and you need tires? What do you do? 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 Say that again. Had to get it out the budget. What do you do? Somebody tell me, help me, please. Yes, ma'am.
People charge it.
People charge it. That's what we do, right? We still have paid the phone bill and the cable bill, right? Okay. What do we do? Charge it.
You rob your savings.
Say that again.
You rob your savings.
You rob your saving? Okay. I believe, right? When I first started doing this, it's kind of scary because, it's kind of hard to have your money come in, and then plan to spend it all. And what if something happens? So you have to have something for what if something happens. You have to have a rainy day fund or emergency fund or some kind of contingency fund. Okay? That is what savings is for when something happens. But when you first start doing this, you have a rainy day fund, emergency fund, and contingency fund. Okay? Keep that in mind. I don't want to put you out there. I want to throw you out there and maybe he does. Car breaks down. Okay? And you're doing this, and then you that extension guy. Okay? Just be aware, if you will. Okay? Again, like I said, I believe in something like this. But you have to have that contingency, that emergency, that rainy day, if you will, to do this. But that being said, if we're not doing this, we're not effectively managing our money. We may know where it's going, but we're not telling it where to go. And that's the second one, determining our income and expenses. Determining our income and our expenses. Everybody's good? Mind's clear? We're settled? Am I making my case? Yeah? Okay. So our first step in our budget is what? That being said, I want to start calling a budget a spending plan. Okay? Every time I say budget, y'all say spending plan. Okay? So the first step in our budget is what? Tracking daily spending. Okay? What's our second step in our budget? Spending plan. I'm gonna say spending. Determine our income and expenses. So what's our third step?
Cut back on your spending.
Find ways to decrease spending. Okay, let me look here. I don't have one with me. I think it's on page number 7. Everybody's on page 7? Page 7 says tips to decrease spending. Hold on, let me get there. Tips to decrease spending. Okay, so bullets. Let me read these bullets real quick. Carry only small amounts of your cash in your wallet so you don't spend it. Anybody do that? Anybody carry lots of cash and then they spend it? They don't know where it went. You cannot effectively manage your money if you don't know where it's going. I will say that. You'll hear it again. Use direct deposit. Most people do. Okay. Use direct deposit so you'll be less likely to spend money as it goes into your, because it goes straight into your account. Control use of credit card. Uh-oh, struck a nerve. Control use of credit card. Do I need to say more about that?
Can I ask
Yes,
you-
ma'am.
Are you distinguishing between your check card versus your credit card?
No, I'm specific. I'm talking about credit cards here, not debit cards. I'm not talking about your check card or your debit card. Okay, I'm talking about credit cards here. Okay. Control your use of credit cards. Okay. If we're doing something like this, I'm sorry. If we're doing something, if we're doing something like this, not a whole lot needing credit cards. Okay. Because we're bringing our money in, we know where we're spending it because we're tracking our spending. We know what and we're telling it where to go. We've got an emergency contingency rainy day fund. Okay, we don't need a credit card, if you will. Okay, now maybe your credit card is your emergency fund or your rainy day fund. That's another issue, perhaps. Cash is a whole lot ringing. Okay. Bullet number 3: control your credit cards. Bullet number 4: don't go shopping just for fun. Now, every time I do this, there's at least one person in the room that goes shopping just for fun. And I bet in this room there's probably, there's 20 some odd people in here. There's probably half of them. Yep. Go shopping just for fun. Let's see, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, about 10. Okay, I see you. Not you, no, I wasn't referencing you. I won't point. I see you. Don't go shopping just for fun. Window shopping.
Window shopping is good.
Okay.
Window shopping is good.
Okay. Bullet number 6. This is a good one. Everybody got something to write with? We're about to write. We're going to do a little bit more work right here. Take your written savings goals with you as a reminder. Who has written savings goals? So everybody write this down. Write this down. Who has an emergency fund, contingency fund, rainy day fund currently? Okay, for those of you who do not, that's your goal. Okay, I'm making a goal for you. I challenge you to do this. Okay? Write this down. Write the word SMART. S-M-A-R-T. You probably heard this before. If you haven't, I'm about to give it to you again. The S in SMART is for specific. Specific goal. Contingency fund, rainy day fund, emergency fund. I'm gonna buy a house, I'm gonna buy a car. Save up for my school. SMART, specific goal. Okay? SMART goals, that's what this is. The S in SMART is for specific. The M is for measurable. How are you gonna measure that? I'm gonna save $20 a week, I'm gonna save $20 a month, I'm gonna save $100 a week. What's the measure? Put a measure on your SMART goal, if you will, okay? The A in SMART is for attainable. What's the action? I'm gonna write my goal down, It's gonna be my goal, it's not gonna be my mama's goal, it's not gonna be my baby's goal, it's not gonna be my daddy's goal, it's not gonna be my boo's goal, it's gonna be my goal. I'm gonna write my goal down. I'm gonna put my goal on my dash in my car, I'm gonna put my goal in my mirror in my bathroom. It's gonna be my goal. I'm gonna keep my goal in front of me. I'm gonna take a copy of my goal, I'm gonna put it in my wallet. So when I go shopping, I pull out my goal. I'll be like, I can't do that. Okay? That's the A, that's the action. Attainable action. The R is for realistic. I ain't working. I'm gonna save $100 towards my goal. That ain't realistic. Make your goal realistic. Put a time constraint on your goal. I'm saving up $2,000 to buy a car, and 5 years later, I'm still trying to save up that $2,000 to buy a car because you did not put a time constraint on your goal. If you make your goal specific, measurable, actionable, attainable, realistic, and put a time constraint on your goal, you're more apt to achieve your goal. For those of you who do not have an emergency fund, that is your goal. I challenge you, contingency fund, emergency fund, so that you can do this and be at ease with it. Because if something happened, I got an emergency fund, it's all right. That makes sense?
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
What if you got to buy a big ticket item?
A little different issue, depending on the top ticket item. What kind of item?
You need a new roof on your house.
Okay, a little bit different. So you may have to do that if you don't have. But don't let that deter you from doing this. And don't let that deter you from your SMART goal. Okay? So maybe we can do both. I'm sorry.
That'll blow your budget, right?
Don't blow your budget, is what I'm saying. Maybe we can do both. So we're still gonna pay ourselves first. We're still gonna do some kind of contingency emergency, but we're also gonna do this as well. Does that make sense? Try. Okay. Let's try that before we go to the other extreme. Okay. SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, actionable, realistic, time constraint. Everybody's good? Now, that being said, that doesn't have to be your finances. That could be your education. That could be your job. That could be your career. You can use that SMART goal for a lot of different things, but we're talking about finance. Okay? And please put a time constraint on your goal. Okay? But 5 years from now, we'll still be, I should have, would have, could have. I didn't. Okay? Everybody's good? Mind's clear? SMART goals. It's good stuff. So take your written savings goals with you. Put a copy in your wallet. When I see you, I'm going to be like, where your savings go? Okay. Buy only what you need. Do not buy things just because they are on sale. Retail, 10 years. Work for 3 stores in Texas, and I'm to Montgomery Law School. Okay? If it's not on sale today, it's going to be on sale tomorrow. Same percentage, maybe more. If it's not on sale today, it's going to be on sale tomorrow. Okay? That solve that one? That end that one? You don't need it? Okay? That will help. Use coupons to save money. Anybody use coupons? Yeah. Okay. The thing is trying to keep them with you. I got a hard time with. I got coupons in my wallet right now. It's kind of hard to keep them, with you. That's my thing, if you will. I try to use coupons. We do a whole program on using coupons to save money. Different stores and they're changing everything. Use coupons. Okay. You can go online and you can get coupons. Okay. And you can get coupons to change your order. Use a grocery shopping list to prevent impulse buying. Everybody uses a grocery shopping list? If I go to Home Depot, I got my list, because I could spend all day in Home Depot, believe it or not. Don't want to, but I could, okay? And don't go shopping hungry. That will help, okay? These are tips to decrease spending, okay? These are things that will help you, okay? Take your list. What we do is we keep a pad on the refrigerator. And when something's gone, we write it and take that with us to the grocery store, okay? Take your list. Take your lunch. Oh, this is a big one. And I'm guilty, so. Take your lunch. Take your lunch to work instead of eating out. Do I need to say anything about that at all? Who takes their lunch to work? For those of you who don't take your lunch to work, why don't you take your lunch to work? help me, help somebody else. Why don't we take our lunch to work?
Lazy.
Lazy? That's good. That'll solve a whole lot of problems. Say again? No leftovers? That's a good one too.
Like to get out,
Like to get out?
breaks the day up.
They got to get out of the office at lunchtime. Yes, ma'am. Understand that? But you know, you can't eat lunch for less than $5. Imagine spending. Who goes out for lunch every day? Go out at work. I can't say I do. Nobody raised their hand. Okay, let's say I do. I don't. But I do. Let's say I do. Man, that's $5, $6, $7, $8 every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Times.
With Tuskegee so small, I go home.
You go home?
Eat my lunch.
Yeah, I would too. Take your lunch to work with you. Work on it. Okay, work up to it. Some kind of way, shape, or form. I gotta take my lunch to work, so I'm gonna make it happen. Don't start nothing. There won't be nothing. Yes, ma'am.
What if you build that into your budget?
You could do that. You could do that. You could do something like this. You could put that into your other, if you will. You could. It's not going to help you decrease your spending, which is what we're talking about. You could do it. You could do it. Okay. Let me. When I worked in retail, I got paid every 2 weeks. And on Friday mornings when I get paid, I go to the ATM machine. Right. This is kind of between debit cards and ATM. I go to the ATM machine and I take out $40, $60 just so I can have some cash, right? I wasn't doing this, right? So I didn't have my $40 or $60 in the other here, if you will, right? So let's say every 2 weeks, $40, that's $80 a month. I'm a sucker for chocolate. It might have went to a chocolate milkshake, a pair of shoes, a shirt. I don't know where it went. Gas, I don't know where it went. Right? Month after month after month after month of money. Hundreds, thousands of dollars. So that's a plug. You know, if you're going to do something like that, which is, it's okay, because it's okay to spend your money. Just tell your money where to go. Plan to spend your money. That's what we're talking about. Plan to spend your money. When I was a retail manager, I had 30 people work for me. I ran a shoe department. Okay? $1 million shoe department. Okay? Folks bought $1 million worth of shoes every year, okay, from that shoe department, okay? So we had monthly goals. We had monthly budgets. Okay? Same thing, okay? Had monthly budgets. If I didn't make my monthly budget this month, I had to make what I did make plus my next budget. So I had to cut something. So the biggest thing to cut is hours, okay? So I'm cutting out. And that's, that's pretty standard in that business, if you will, that industry. But why don't we do that? Most of us don't think that way. That's exactly right. But we'll work for folks that do that. We'll work for folks that do that, but we won't do it. And that's why they have the money. And that's why we don't. Okay? So we're trying to start something. We're trying to change something, David. Okay? Plan to spend your money. And if you don't need it, if you do have to make adjustments, if you do have to make changes, then make, cut. And that's what we're talking about, increasing our spending. Okay? Or increasing our income. That's a whole other issue. We're going to hit that here in a minute. Take your lunch to work, shop around, get the best deal on big ticket items like cars and appliances, and then pay your bills on time to avoid late fees, extra finance charges, utilities being turned off, eviction, repossession, and the cost of a bad credit rating, which is what I talked about the last time I was here. But if we're not doing this, that's where we're going to be talking about a bad credit rating. Okay? Does that make sense for everybody? That's kind of why I wanted to do this, because it's kind of backwards, if you will. Okay? We have to be doing this. We have to be doing this. Okay? So step number 1 in our budget is what? And step number 2 is what?
Determining expenses.
And step number 3 is what?
Spending.
Okay, we're not done with number 3. Talk about Social Security again, real quick. Social Security. This is what your Social Security tax does. I'll say that when Social Security was designed, it wasn't designed to do all of this stuff that it's doing. And that's all I'm going to say about that. This is how you're going to increase your income. Tax credits. I do taxes. I love to do taxes. I do taxes for free. Don't tell anybody, okay? But I do taxes for free. It's called the Voluntary Income Tax Assistance. And I get trained by the RS to do taxes for free. Been doing them for years. I love to do taxes. I worked at H&R Block, okay? I'm pretty good. I just like to do it, okay? All that being said, don't tell anybody. This is how we increase our income with these tax credits. We have the earned income tax credit. Everybody's familiar. Who is not familiar? Child tax credit. Who's not familiar? We have the credit for child and infant care expenses. You get credit for your daycare expenses. You have education credits. You have retirement credits. Everybody's good? Understand that? This is a way to increase your income. So when you get your refund, you get that credit, whether it be an education credit or earned income credit. Why don't we save some of that? There's our emergency fund right there. There's our contingency fund right there. There's our rainy day fund right there. Right? Do we do that? One of the things that I've been doing taxes for a good little while, 10 years, 8 years. Folks will get their earned income tax credit, $6,000. They'll go buy them a car, go buy them a hoopty, right? By July, the hoopty don't work anymore. So now they're not working again. And then the next year, the first, you have to earn income to get the earned income tax credit. So they'll have that first 6 months of work. So they'll get another tax credit for their, and then they'll buy another one. Do the same thing year after year. This is the way we increase our income, okay? So, step number 1 is what?
Practical spending,
Step number 2 is what?
current income and expenses.
That sounded so good. Y'all are in sync and everything. What's step number 2 again?
Find ways to increase spending.
Step number 2.
Current income and expenses.
I got you. Step number 3?
Find ways to decrease spending.
What's step number 1?
Practical spending.
Y'all good? So, where are we? Record keeping. This is just a couple slides that's in here. But these things are important. Now, when I'm sitting down with my receipts, and I'm doing something like this, on this blank sheet of paper, and my pencil, right? I'm sitting down with my receipts on Wednesday afternoon, right? Wednesday after work, I get home, I got to get my receipts, right? Same time, same place, okay? Every week, getting into the habit of doing it, okay? Otherwise, it's difficult from experience, okay? You have to do it every day, okay? But I'm doing this, right? We're also talking about our record keeping. So at the same time, we're keeping our records, okay? We're keeping information in a safe place and keeping our files organized, keeping our records for at least 3 years, okay? So we can send our bill payments in before they do, that kind of thing, okay? So we're working our money. It takes time. It's a job, okay, to work your money. But no one's going to work your money for you. It's your money. Use it when you want to, okay? Tell your money what to do. It's your money. Work your money. Sit down, same place, same back time, same back channel. Work your money. But you gotta do it. No one else is gonna do it. As you get into the habit of doing it, right? Friday, Wednesday afternoon, Friday before I go to the club, I'm working my money. It gets easier and easier. It takes less and less time, and easier. Before you know it's a breeze. But it's your money. You know where it's going. You know what you're gonna do with it. Very powerful. Everybody's good? So, we talked about tracking our daily spending. We talked about preparing a personal spending plan, right? To estimate our monthly income and expenses, right? We identify ways to decrease spending and increase income, right? Now we're going to identify some budgeting tools that will help you manage your money, okay? And this is at that same time. Friday before I go to the club, I'm sitting down, I'm managing, I'm working my money, if you will, okay? We're finding ways, our steps in our budget, track daily spending, determine income and expenses, find ways to decrease spending, find ways to increase income. And so we got our monthly payment schedule. You have a copy of this in your paperwork, and I will say, it's on page 11, okay? This is a monthly payment schedule. All it is a record of when you paid your bill, when you pay things, okay? The same information that's on here is the same information that's on here. I have my income, I have my expenses, my bills, I have my due date, the amount that's due, and when I paid them. I'm keeping record of when I'm paying my bills. Okay? And so I'm filing that. Me, I'm gonna write October up here, November, December, and when I do my monthly bills, I've got a file by month. I've got 2 of them actually, and I rotate them every other year. Okay? But everything goes in October file. This would go in my October file. Does that make sense? Keeping track, organized. Okay? That's a budgeting tool that helps us manage our money because now you know when you paid or if you didn't pay or, okay? Monthly payment calendar. This is the same information as here and the same information as here. When money comes in the calendar, I write it on the calendar. My $1,000 wages is right there. My $300 of child support is right there. Okay? So when money comes in, I write it on the calendar. When money goes out, my $125 in my savings. This is my rent. When money goes out, I write it on the calendar. I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I use black and gold. Okay? Alabama fan, I don't know what you would use. Auburn, pink and green. Okay? Whatever you would like to use. Okay? Make it fun for you. It's something for you. So use what you would like to use. That makes sense? Money comes in, I'm writing on the calendar. Money goes out, I'm writing on the calendar. Keep a track, organized. I'm working my money. Let me give you this here. Did everybody get one of these when they came in? Everybody got one of these when they came in? No? This is a publication that the Extension does every year. They're called Money Management Calendars. They are excellent. Excellent. I can't stress that enough. Excellent publication. So, let me just show you a couple things, and I got one more slide, and we'll be done. Okay? Turn to page 11 of this Money Management Calendar. These are free. You come by the Extension office. You know where the Extension office is? 207 North Main, across the street from the courthouse. North Main. Come and get you one. They're free. Okay? They change colors every year, so it'll be a different color next year. This is the 2014. We don't have the 2015s yet. We normally get them in November. Okay? Excellent. Things that we talked about, you can do here. Turn to page 11. You see at the top of, if you see at the top of page 11, which is page 10, you see where it has flexible daily expense chart. And so this is what I say. Instead of using this, on the road it says 7. When I sit down Friday before I go to the club with my receipt, all my food and groceries I'm gonna add up and put there. My household expenses, my medical expenses, my transportation expenses, my entertainment, my eating out, my clothing. My eating out's different than my groceries. okay? Our personal care, our children's miscellaneous expenses. Those last four, I'll call my mad, stupid, crazy, and ugly, okay? Expenses for that week. Then I'm good for that week. Then the next week, the 14th, I come back and do the same thing. 21st, I come back and do the same thing. The end of the month, the last week of the month, I come back and do the same thing. And I've got a record of how I spend my money for the month. I can take that and I can plan the next month. And it's all right here. If you look at page 11, this is page 11, right? This right here, this is basically, this is your income and expense worksheet. It doesn't have a place for income per se, but what we do, we write it up here. We write it right up here. You can change the expenses. There's some blank lines in there. You can change things, okay? I'll line out something in a minute and put something else in there. Does that make sense? This is your income and expense worksheet right here. So we're tracking our expenses. We got our income and expense worksheet. Our monthly payment calendar is right here. When money comes in, right here on the calendar. Money goes out, right on the calendar. Now we got a record. Everything we talked about is right here. You know what? When you get done with 2014, put that in your file, pull it out. What did I do last January? What did I do last February? Excellent. If you really want to manage your money, excellent. If you really want to do better managing your money, you cannot effectively manage your money if you don't know where it's going. Excellent. Excellent. You know what? I found a box earlier this morning when I was at the office. It's 140 in the box, so I brought 140 of them. It's kind of not good because there was 140 just sitting in a box. You know, it's September. Okay, that we didn't give those out. We're gonna do better. But come by the office. You can go online and you can print them by page, if you will. Okay, you can go to the extension website, www.aces. Okay, but come by and get out and get them. Okay, and I'll make sure I order plenty. Okay, but everything that we talked about today, you can do right. Excellent. I can't stress that enough. Excellent. 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 Everybody's good? Last slide. And again, this is not my curriculum. They talk about loan payment decisions. Pay off loans at the highest interest rates first. Somebody tell me why we would pay off loans at the highest interest rates first. Interest rate costs more, the higher interest rate costs more capital. Okay? Talk to your creditors. See if they can help you. I was reading an article in USA Today where folks got their late fees taken on. Like 79% of folks, when they call, they got their late fees taken on. USA Today this week. Talk to your creditors. And maybe it will help you if you've got creditors. Hopefully we don't have a creditor. We're working toward that goal. Consider debt consolidation. Not so much now, but several years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, there was a lot of folks trying to consolidate your debt. Yeah, call us. We'll consolidate your debt. And hey, we'll consolidate your debt too. A lot of folks trying to consolidate debt. We're going to consolidate debt. We're going to consolidate your debt. Okay? Just be careful. There is nobody that can manage your money. We know last time I was here, we talked about credit reports. You can do anything anybody else can do with your credit report. Okay? Manage your money. Okay? Manage your debt. Nobody can do that better than you can. Don't let folks try to tell you what you can't do. Especially with your money. It's your money. Okay? Get your money working for you. Get professional advice. Woo! I am not a financial professional, if you will. I do have a financial planning certificate, which means that I have taken all the coursework to be a certified financial planner. I've taken all the coursework. But I did not sit for the exam. I'm a teacher. I teach, we educate, extension does, if you will, so I wouldn't consider myself a professional. I don't get paid to give professional advice. That being said, I'll try to help you. I'll try to steer you. Okay, educate, teach, okay? Everybody's good? Mind's clear? Questions, comments? A lot of information thrown at you? Yes, ma'am.
What's some good computer software? I've heard of Quicken in the past, but is there anything else good computer software? Wow.
I have not used Quicken. Actually, we use Quicken in the office. I have started to use it, but never really, so I can't really tell you. There are some apps on your phones that I do know. As far as software, I don't know anything. The one thing that I do is I do everything on a spreadsheet. And I make charts and graphs and that stuff. What else? Questions? Anybody?
Yeah. I don't know, this may be a little bit off the beaten path, but do you know anything about Peachtree Settlement and J.G. Whitworth? The reason why I ask is because I'm a notary signing agent. I have done signings for people who've gone to Peachtree Settlement, who use Peachtree Settlement or J.G. Whitworth. And the last one I did, the person got a little over $500,000 settlement. But J.G. Whitworth was only going to pay them $200,000 in cash. So do you know anything about that and why people should not use those companies?
Those, it's your money. Use it when you want to.
Yeah, that one.
It's your money. Plan to spend your money. I do not. Unless you really need that money, I wouldn't. But I guess there's some situations that some folks they really need that money, and that's something you have to weigh. The difference between 5 and 2 is big.
Yeah.
It's huge. But maybe they had a huge need. It's kind of hard to. I think there's a market out there for that. How much of and how do you?
I guess I'm looking at it comparable to getting payday loans, because payday loans will eat you up too.
They will eat you up. One thing I'm pleased is that we don't have that many here. Dothan used to be one of my counties that I used to work in. As I was coming down 231, on the inside of the circle coming into Dothan, when I first started working, there were maybe like 5 or 6 check cashing places. Or title pond, really picked up. Now there's probably 25 or 30 from the circle into downtown of check cashing and title ponds. There is some legislation. There are folks trying to get them to stop doing that. It's a downward spiral once you get into that. I've been there when I was in the military, so I can tell you some stories. I don't see them as the same, but they're the same, if that makes sense. Because check cash and title pond, we're not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars if you will. But in that case, we're talking $300,000 difference, which is a bigger deal. I hope you needed that $200,000. And they probably didn't, so.
I think his relatives wanted it more than he did.
Say that one more
I
time.
think his relatives wanted it more than he did.
Yeah.
They're trying to get their hands on his money.
Yeah, which is sad, but. I do a senior fraud or senior financial scam presentation program, and more often than not, it's family, friends, and caregivers that are committing the fraud. So I mean, in the same sense, it's family, friends, caregivers. It's not a stranger most of the time. Anybody else? Questions? Comments? Somebody else probably got that same question or comment. Or concern. Question? Y'all good?
No, that's
Anybody, anything? I hope y'all got something out of that. Don't start nothing, be nothing. Start something. Start something today. If you don't have my contact information, I'm gonna put some of my cards back here on this table. If I can help you in any way, please, or Extension can help you in any way, please. Do not hesitate. Let me say this real quick. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Extension at all, but in my area is financial management. My master's degree is in business administration, so that's what I do, if you will, business planning, that kind of thing. There's not anything I don't think that Extension can help you with in some way, shape, or form, and we're trying to improve quality of life. So follow the money trail, whether it be a farmer or whether it be the small business person. We're trying to help them improve their quality of life, okay? That's the dollar, okay? That's our mission, that's what we do, not selling anything, just presenting information, if you will, okay? So again, if there's anything we can do, we'll try our best to help us to steer you in the right direction if we can't physically sit down and educate you, if you will. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, what kind of phone apps do you recommend?
Right off the top of my head, I can't. I know there's several out there. I was working with some kids, some high school students with some iPad actually. My thing is to try them and see. Most of them do the same thing. They'll help you keep track of your money. You know, you can put numbers in and they'll help you keep track. Same thing as Quicken. But I think try them, look at them and try them, look at the reviews, try them, pick one that you like. And that's something, you know, I mean, it may not be, you know, for the next person, it might be a pencil and paper, okay? Start something, yes ma'am, please. Yes ma'am.
This is just my personal, I guess, feelings, but I don't use my phone for a lot of stuff. When iCloud had the breach or whatever, I didn't have to worry about anything being out there. And as a matter of fact, I started out paying a very high phone bill last year. My phone bill has come down because I don't use the internet on my phone. I just got kind of paranoid about it. So
I still write checks. You know, I don't pay stuff online.
I don't write checks. I
write
pay
checks.
on that, but
Okay, so.
I don't trust my phone. It just
Yeah.
too much.
See, I'm not into doing a lot of stuff on the internet as far as paying for stuff and buying stuff. That's not.
Maybe it's contradictory because I will pay online.
See, y'all,
I will pay online.
but I do use my phone to some extent. Now, I don't have any financial apps on my phone.
Yeah, financial apps will scare me.
I write checks. I don't trust that yet. And I have bought some things, but that's not the way I.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
online in person. But whatever works for you, you know, whatever works for you, go for it. Make it work for you. Whatever works for you, make it work for you. Okay? Start something. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. You cannot effectively manage your money if you don't know what's going on. That's where it starts. Step number one. Okay? We'll do 2, 3, and 4, and hand that one. We'll quit. We'll get frustrated. Take some time. Take some time. Track your spending for a couple of weeks, couple months. See where it's going. Everybody's good?
My daughter just winked at me and said, "Mom, that was good." That was good. So, yes, Mr. Golden, that was very good. We thank you so much. Let's give him another. He has told you where his office is, and he told you the services that they provide. So please go by the Cooperative Extension Office and utilize their services here in Tuskegee, right downtown. So at this time, we're going to have our president, Ms. Vera Smith, to come up, and Ms. Williams, you're next.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Golden for a wonderful presentation. This is something that will help us all, and it's right within our international targets for Alpha Kappa Alpha, and with the links also, I understand, that we will do something to help strengthen our families with information that they may need financial. assistance, more than we're working with other things like home ownership and others, but this is one of the targets that we're working with. We'd like to thank him so much for this very dynamic presentation. I'd like to also recognize our committee, our Family Strengthening Committee. Would you please stand, members of that committee? Let's give them a hand for a job. And we'd like to thank all of you for coming. It's been good. It's good to see some faces that I haven't seen in a while. And it's always good to get together on an early Saturday morning. Thank you all so much for being here, and we hope to see you at our next session that we have. Thank you very much.
Did good, I'm innocent.
Well, we're gonna put you in jail anyway. We would like to say, first of all, thank you for coming today. Thank you for participating with us this morning. And of course, thank you, Mr. Golden, for coming with us a second time with our workshop. We learned many things from the first one, and of course, we got some addition to the second one. So to show our appreciation to you, we have a certificate of thank you for you. This can go beside the other one that we gave you. Okay, and it reads, from the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Beta Xi Omega Chapter, in partnership with the Tuskegee Chapter of Links, the Macon County Board of Education, the Utilities Board of the City of Tuskegee. Certificate of thank you awarded to Mr. Wilbert Golden, Tuskegee-Macon County Extension Coordinator. With deep appreciation, respect, and the gratitude for your support and outstanding informative presentation that you have contributed to our financial security workshop. We couldn't do it without you. And it is awarded on this day, September 27th, 2014, and it's signed by our bachelors and our Sarah Smith and our family strengthening chairperson, Ms. Deborah. Thank you again. We appreciate it.
When's the next one?
So, Vera, you'd like to take a picture with him with that? Right front.
And the other partners, if the other partners are partners.
That's all right.
You're a partner.
You have evaluation forms. I would like for you to complete those and turn them in the bag on your way out. You will get a token. Also, under your chair, Clary, help me with this. Under your chair is a little sticky. If you have a sticky, then you get a door prize. If you do not have a sticky, I will get your email and make sure you come to our next workshop. Thank you.